Hi there everybody, this is Spelio, finally making commentary number 8, and this is a battle on Honkuriku Crossing, one of the new maps, between myself and Agony Bane against Fuskatushi and Alejabar. Let's take a look at the armies now. Mine is kind of messed up at the moment because I was rushing to go left here, but we'll take a look at that in a minute. Bane has 3 Yari-Ashigaru, unranked, a unit of warrior monks, several units of Naginata warrior monks that are about level 5 I think, yep, and he has a few warrior nuns I think, warrior Naginata attendant, and he is sporting a leadership general. Our opponents on the other hand, Fuskatushi has hidden meat, which are his Wacko raiders, which are going for the morale dojo. He has several Naginata attendant units, some Katana Samurai that are quite ranked up, Foot Samurai, another Katana Samurai, and the rest of Naginata attendants. He has 2 units of Light Cav, and his general, which is, I think he's like gold or silver ranked, he looks about level 4, and he's leadership and ranged I think, yep. Our other guy here at Alejabar has a really meaty leadership general who has 17 armor, so he's played that armor retainer that gives +6, and he has no penalty against spears, etc. So pretty nasty leadership general there. And the rest of his army, he has some Yari Samurai on either side. I think he's brought all 5 Naginata attendants, I tend to do that as well. And the rest of his army is warrior monks and Naginata Samurai. We'll go and find my army, which should be visible now. So I have an unranked Naginata warrior monk cav, got 2 of those. I have 4 Naginata, no it's 5 Naginata attendants. I have 3 sword attendants, which I'm using to replace my Nodachi that I would normally use in this build, and I have 3 ranked up Katana Samurai, along with a unit of Daikyu Samurai, and my usual leadership general. Oh, and I also have a unit of my mounted Naginata that are slightly ranked up, and vanilla mounted samurai that I'm using to pick off this Wacko Raider unit. So this battle initially opened, and I decided they have the morale shrine, which makes this map's pretty unbalanced because one team is basically just handed a morale shrine and the other gets this rubbishy farmhouse thing. So I decided I was going to go and minimise the advantage they have from having this hill by moving my army completely left and up this side. Where we can see here it's only a slight incline, while my ally Bane has decided to come left where I was and take the bottom of the hill, which proved not quite to be as good an idea as we thought. But this map a lot of people have difficulty with simply because of this kind of positioning here and the fact that it's this valley. But the easiest way to negate the effect of the valley is just to go around it if you can, which is what I'm doing here. And if I'd been on this side I probably would have went up this side instead. We didn't even bother capping this farmhouse. I mean, it's kind of useful if you're charging uphill, but we didn't really plan to do that. So we see here there's just some like kind of skirmishing going on with the cav and the Wacko Raiders. He's trying to chase down my mounted samurai, which I've pulled back, and he's kind of ignoring them for the minute and going after my mounted Naginatas, and I'm getting my Naginata warrior monk cav in, but he's going to have spears in there in a minute, so I'm kind of stuffed. In the meantime, I'm just trying to bring my army up to B side on here, so that I can maybe go for a flanking manoeuvre or try and get them to 2v1 me while I'm in this forest, which would open up the rear for Bane to come in. It turns out the other way around, they attack Bane downhill later on, and I end up having to be the one doing the flanking. So at the moment we have this little cavalry fight going on, there's spears getting in, and I am going to have to pull my cav out of here because they're going to get slaughtered otherwise. But, it's a nice little fight to watch in the forest, and they're moving the cav away. They've taken some losses, but it's not too bad. In the meantime, the mounted samurai have been picking them off. A lot of the new units have been quite good, I think. The mounted samurai especially are probably one of my favourites. It's like a little cheap unit of bow cav, and their arrows seem to do a fair bit of damage, so mine usually come out around 100 kills whenever I'm playing. Because, you know, once they're out of ammo you can just charge them into some archers or even some swords, and they're still pretty effective. We see that Alejabar also has a Naginata monk cav too, and I think he has a He has his Onibushi heroine in, which is not right. One of the new units, I don't think it's great to be honest. And I never really use a lot of the new hero units. The Tetsubo Warrior Monk hero is pretty cool actually, cheap hero unit, very useful. So anyway, we see here that they're both charging head on at Bane, who's Yara Shigaru are going to hold up for a little while. The remainder of Foscotushi's cavalry is trying to smash into Bane's general to kind of kill some of them off. And I'm charging my mounted samurai into them just to kind of kill them as fast as we can. So pretty much Bane here is going to get overwhelmed. Although we'll see his warrior nuns chewing away through everything. His warrior nuns are pretty well ranked up and they are a nasty unit. The stats on them there, they have 30 attack and 25 defense, so that's pretty nuts. In the meantime, I'm moving up to flank here. So while I've now taken their good defensive position from the rear, we're kind of hammer angling them. In the meantime, I'm also going to want to take this morale dojo off of them because, well, it's the last thing we want to have. I'm also targeting Foscotushi's general with my Daikyu Samurai. That's usually why I bring those. I know it's kind of lame, but a lot of matches it's very useful to have just a single unit of archers so you can chase the enemy general away and have his units that bit sort of more exposed without their general's leadership. Over here we see Foscotushi's now had to turn a lot of his units to face me, so these are going to get overwhelmed from this side. Elijahbar's the same, he's had to turn some of his units around, and I'm getting sort of charges downhill on them, which is quite good. In the meantime, Bane's army is starting to crumble now, and he's really been overwhelmed by all these katana samurai. Of course the warrior nuns are still fighting onwards, they get upwards of 100 kills I think. In the meantime I'm still continuing to pick off Foscotushi's general. Over here we see I've got his cav trapped in a bunch of spears and my own cav as well, so they'll be going shortly. At the front I've got my katana units engaged to attack attendants, which is kind of a waste of the katana units, but the more units I kill the better. At this point Bane's army is completely gone, and all he has left is this unit of bow monks and his general who is somehow still standing. But I now have the good position, I'm up on the hill, and we can see that it's a pretty deadly hill to defend, and the tables have basically turned now because they're going to have to attack the hill, and I still have all my units left. Most of them are not entirely fresh, but most of them are pretty good condition, so I'm going to continue attacking downhill here and hopefully we can break the rest of the armies. You see here he's barreling the rest of his units into this big sort of mess here. He really should have not engaged all of these to this one set of units, and rather had to put them around this way perhaps. In the meantime I've kind of got a defensive posture here with the Naginata attendants, which are going to charge from several sides onto this sort of group of units here. I've also got the Daikyu Samurai firing into this blob here. They didn't really get a lot of kills in this match, but they still proved quite useful. So the kills go up here a little bit to 75 or so. We can see that Foscotushi's general is taking serious damage and is almost dead. Elijahbar's general is still at sort of half strength, and it's got like 86 kills, which is really good. Very annoying really general. It looks like most of the army's now broke because fighting uphill and already damaged units. Plus most of what's left has been attendant units and sort of half-dead units of monks, so at this point we're kind of just polishing off what's left. Foscotushi's bringing the rest of his units that have kind of run away back, but it's not going to make too much difference now. I've completely routed his allies' army, and it was a pretty good match overall I think. I managed to flank right the way around, which was pretty effective on this map I must say. You see here his general is continuing to fight onwards. I mean this thing is, I think with Banzai like 32 melee attack or something, nuts. But yeah, so that's pretty much the end of this battle. This general will die in a minute and then they concede defeat. We actually played them again later on after this and beat them for a second time, but it was still a good battle. Again, it was very close. Let's see if we can catch the minute when his general actually falls. Oh, there he goes. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the battle. Hopefully I'll have some more up whenever I have the time, and I'll see you all